part of a bailout. You can't sit here and vote one way, and then when your economy gets decimated, your way of life gets destroyed, you want to pray to God? God didn't tell you to go to that poll and vote against your own best interest. That was your own damn problem. That was you. Don't ask for prayer when you block your own blessing. That's why I don't feel bad for these farmers. You voted for this, and now you reap what you sow.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Every weekday from 12 to 1. Streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
but day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day one, day two, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and this will be the greatest 60 minutes in radio today and every weekday when you tune in to Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk and text line. You can call in or text in at 833-212-1017. Again, that is the Truth Talk and text line. You can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe so you never miss any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. And dang, y'all showed out. Rhea, I think there was like 7 people watching a couple seconds ago. And already has 7 likes. And one of them ain't you.
I'm working.
Don't worry, working. You can click that dang thing. You know you're going to love this show. Shout out to my producer, Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos.
What up, hater Kyle?
Come on now. Come on, man. This is what we doing? What I done did? I done got you fired. I done got her all fired up.
Because you're a hater.
I'm not even a hater. I done got her fired up. See, that's the problem. Don't get me going, because I get going talking about you liberals. I get going. I ain't no damn hater. I'm a lover.
Yeah, I'm going to put a poll up.
Am I a hater?
No, I should do that one too, about Spirit Airlines.
Oh, you talking about that one. Oh, listen, yeah, man. I don't even know. You reminded me of that. I got breaking news. Spirit Airlines is leaving Milwaukee. Oh, man. Shame, shame, shame. Rhea acting like Spirit Airlines is bad. Listen, Spirit Airlines is top 5 in getting people to their destination on time. Spirit Airlines is affordable. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. You got folks in New York running the lower prices to make life more affordable, but then we got people like you who bash the airlines that make life more affordable for Americans. You see all the ratchetness that happened on Spirit Airlines. Why? It's because it's affordable for everybody to fly. That's what we want. We want everybody to have access to affordable flying here in America. But people like you who shoot down Spirit Airlines are the reason why they're about to go out of business.
They can have Spirit. I'm not saying they can't have Spirit. I'm not flying Spirit.
You what? No. Y'all want life to be affordable. Then y'all want to talk about when affordable you got to pay for every dang thing. They nickel and dime you. That's the problem. I'm consistent. I'm not a hater. I'm consistent.
Yeah, all right.
But Truth Nation, it's going to be a good day today. Like I said before, watching Simmons live on YouTube. And big election yesterday, and that's going to be my off the top for today because, man, we got to get right into it.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Well, Truth Nation, last night's elections results sent a clear and direct message to the White House yesterday. And through America, it will have ripple effects. Only after 10 months of being in office, Americans are already having buyer's remorse when it comes to Donald Trump. It only took 10 months for people to realize that the second act is much worse, as Kamala Harris tried to tell y'all. It only took people 10 months to realize that, oh my gosh, this guy is incompetent. It's different when you're riding the coattails of a great 8 years by Barack Obama, who turned this country around, and now when you come in and Biden has it going well, but there's some issues that they've been fighting with inflation and rising prices. And when you actually have to do something versus riding the coattails of greatness like Obama, you end up with this mess. And again, only after 10 months, Americans are having buyer's remorse when it comes to Donald Trump and this administration. Independent voters who swung for Trump in 2024 have buyer's remorse. Latino men who swung for Trump are having buyer's remorse. Non-voters got off the sideline yesterday to vote. Do y'all realize that independent voters overwhelmingly yesterday voted blue? The same Latino men we were talking about and bashing in certain counties like New Jersey voted blue. And so yesterday was a resounding victory for Democrats, but a huge warning shot for Republicans. People have the power. That's what we should know. People have the power. And people are having buyer's remorse based off what the election results showed us yesterday. See, the problem is this, is that you had a dude in Donald Trump who got elected and he promised change, right? That's what we like to hear about. We like to hear about change. Remember when Barack Obama got elected, he campaigned on hope and he campaigned on change. Donald Trump, in a different way, campaigned on the same thing, bucking status quo, draining the swamp. That's what he talked about. He promised to fight inflation, but it has been disastrous in this fight. Affordability was on the ballot last night. The cost of housing keeps going up. The cost of groceries keep rising. Healthcare costs are on the brink of devastating families. I just saw on social media today, because now everybody, open enrollment is happening right now, right? Your benefits. And people are starting to get what their health insurance premiums are going to be for next year, right? We've talked about this before, but now as people are starting to shop, they're starting to see the rate skyrocket. I saw somebody on my social media saying she can already barely afford health insurance as a business owner. And now, because of the premiums about to go up because the Republicans are letting the subsidies expire, she's going to be paying significantly more and trying to figure out how she's going to make it work. And that is the question, how, that many Americans are asking themselves, especially as they went to the ballot yesterday. Electricity prices are going up. Do y'all realize if you're in the market for a brand new car, That's why I'm gonna ride my tractor till the wheels fall off. Shout out to my mechanic. Average new car costs $50,000 for the first time in American history, in U.S. history. An average cost of a brand new car costs $50,000. Let that sink in. And then by the time that this government shutdown finally ends and we get our next job data release, America would have lost 1 million jobs in less than 1 year. Americans elected Donald Trump to fix the economy, but instead he has made it worse. Democrats won in a landslide in a state like Virginia where they flipped it from red to blue in the governor's mansion. That's what we have to understand. Not only did they flip Virginia, she won by double digits. In a place like New Jersey, for the first time in state history, New Jersey is going to have a Democrat elected in 3 consecutive elections. She won in a landslide, double digits, against an individual who ran against the current governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, where the race was within 3 points just 4 years ago. The state of New Jersey was tight just a year ago between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And all of a year later, Mikey Sherrill won in a landslide. And for the first time ever in New Jersey, a Democrat will win 3 elections in a row for governor. In New York, a Democratic socialist who was an incredible orator dominated in his election. Trump is now wearing this. Americans are not happy with the direction of the country. That is what this comes down to. Me personally, I'm not happy with the cost of prices. I mean, I was so sticker shocked about deodorant. I couldn't believe it. I opened up my drawer today and I saw the sticker, the little small deodorant I paid $3 for. And I bought a box of 5 because I went up to Costco. I bought a box of 5 for $12. I said, oh, that's more like it. I can't pay $10 for no deodorant. 1 stick. But that is the reality that many people face right now. They're not happy with the direction of the country. Farmers are struggling because of Donald Trump. Americans are struggling because of Donald Trump. When they go to the store, things cost more. When they look at their heating and cooling or electric bill, they see that things cost more. When they want to go buy a car, they're saying that things cost more. This is not what he promised. And just like last year when Biden and Harris kind of co-running, Biden dropped out, as we all know. People were unhappy. People are also unhappy now. Voters thought they were taking a chance on Donald Trump because they were dissatisfied with Joe Biden. And they decided, you know what, I'm dissatisfied with Joe Biden, so I'm going to take a chance on Donald Trump. And now they have regret. The regret is sinking in. The regret is hitting. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, give us a share. If you have an instant reaction to what the message was sent yesterday through the election, you can call in, text in at 833-212-1017. If you have an instant reaction to what you think the message America was sending to the White House and sending to Republicans who right now they have to wear the government shutdown because they're not willing to negotiate with Democrats to get to the 60-vote threshold, even though there hasn't been a party that held a 60-vote threshold in well over a decade. You always have to negotiate during the shutdown. Republicans have to wear this. Trump and Republicans recognize that they took a beating last night. That is why you see them attempting to hijack elections through rigging maps, through gerrymandering. Trump and Republicans, they better fix the problem. Because there ain't enough gerrymandering they can do to keep them from a 2026 midterm bloodbath that they're heading into. Donald Trump is not allowing Americans to live the American dream, and that is why people push back. See, the problem people had last year is that people believed that it was all about Trump last year, when in reality, Americans are fickle. Americans are inconsistent. Americans are impatient. That is what we are. That is who we are, and that is in our DNA. We want things now. We want to have the biggest. We want to have the best. We want to prosper. That is what we want. And when we don't have it, we blame the person in charge. People don't go and do their homework and do the research and try to figure out what's going on. And, oh, maybe it's not their fault. They don't care about that. They want to have instant gratification. And Donald Trump promised them instant gratification. And when that did not come and they see their circumstances worsening from what they were last year, that is problematic. And that is how you get the landslide yesterday in every election. I mean, every election. I'm not going to go too deep into it because this is the Milwaukee show. But you're even talking about so many rural counties that still voted red yesterday, but the margins were reduced. In areas in Virginia that border Tennessee and border West Virginia, that is an area where Trump could run it up yesterday in Virginia where they had an awful candidate. What you saw was the margins between the Democratic candidate and the Republican candidate, they shrunk. And so that is a warning sign. So many people may be overjoyed about these results, but me personally, I'm happy about it. But I also want to share a warning for you, Truth Nation. A warning about the precious democracy that we claim to love here in America. And I've talked about this before because this is something that matters to me. And it's something that we should be aware of. Do y'all realize shortly after polls closed yesterday, Donald Trump sent out a social media post last night. It was something that was very simple, but it was also very telling and very powerful in the statement. It was just 4 words. And the 4 words signal that a war has begun. He simply said, in quotes, ... and so it begins. And there is no coincidence on the timing of this. It happened after California had voted. California had voted. That's the key word, voted, as in the people are now allowing their state to create new congressional boundaries in California. And what that means is California can now gerrymander their maps because the people allow for that to happen. See, Trump set off a gerrymandering Armageddon in an arms race to see who can screw their voters over the most by redistricting states so bad that politicians choose their constituents and not the people choosing their politicians. Trump set off a wave where we will lose the will of the people. The will of the people will be suppressed by people drawing maps inside of one-sided legislative rooms. The Democrats will do it in California, as we saw that the Republicans have done it and are attempted to do it in Indiana. They have done it in Missouri. They're doing it in Texas. They're looking to do it in Florida. That is what is going to happen. And it is unfortunate that they're rigging maps and rigging elections all to the favor of Donald Trump, all to allow for Donald Trump, one man, to stay in power. These politicians are spineless, and they forgot their morals and their ethics, and they put party over people when it should be people over party. Our American congressional maps are doomed, Truth Nation. I'm just telling you this right now. And Trump is only doing it because he wants to stay in power. He is willing to sacrifice Republicans in blue states who are currently elected, who will be drawn out, in order for an attempt to stay in power. Last night it backfired, and not only will he pay the price next midterms in 2026 for this, we as citizens will pay the price for decades to come, as we have officially opened Pandora's box to elections being rigged for years to come. Remember here in Wisconsin when Scott Walker tried to rig the maps? They hired a law firm, I think it's like Michael Best and something. Michael Best and Fritsch, maybe? I know it's definitely Michael Best. And they went to a law firm and they were drawing maps using models inside of a law firm and not doing it the way that we elected them to do it, because they were trying to gerrymander maps. You got the name Michael Best and Friedrich, that it is, or Friedrich. I don't know. I knew it started with an F. I couldn't remember what it was. But 833-212-1017. Truth Nation, what do y'all make of these results? Are you happy? You excited? Do you think this is America fighting back, using their power of voting to fight back against what they do not like and the disdain they have for what they are seeing in America? Many people will talk about the Democratic Socialist who won yesterday in Zohran Mamdani, and he deserves all his flowers. I don't know, did you say the on air or off it? He deserves all his flowers. He had a message that resonated with the constituents. But also, I want us to understand that the message of Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey and Abigail Spanberger in Virginia also resonated with folks. But 833-212-1017, on the other side, I want to hear from you about what you believe this election meant. Do you think Donald Trump is going to lose his power with the fact that America overwhelmingly came out and voted blue? And I'm telling y'all, the Virginia election should be one we look at, because that was a Republican-held state by Glenn Youngkin, who was term limited, so he could not run again for governor. But that was a Republican-led state that he had won, that's flipped by a significant margin. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. The music ran out, huh? I ain't used to that. Again, 833-212-1017. I do want to hear from you. I'll take your calls. I'll take your texts. I'll look at you all on YouTube. Watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. But I want to continue this conversation on the other side, because yesterday was a big day. But I want to know exactly how y'all feel, and if you feel more optimistic about the future. This is Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts next.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into The Truth this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for another episode of Ford Together for Kids, presented by City Ford Collective and hosted by myself, Kyle Wallace, and Colestin Morgan Jr., Executive Director at City Ford Collective. We'll be joined by Jody Weber, CEO of Seeds of Health, a public charter school system which operates 5 schools inside the city of Milwaukee. We will discuss how every high school senior enrolls in a pathway program at MATC to prepare for their journey after high school. Again, that's Ford Together for Kids this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP, or calling 414-286-8620.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The perfect Packer game starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. Before each home game, grab exclusive Packers giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with other fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protect the End Zone, their interactive game that puts your football skills to the test. Make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at the American Family Insurance House in Titletown. Visit amfam.com today if you're looking for homeowners insurance or car insurance. They're the only place to go. Go to amfam.com today. Always know and insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Visit them at amfam.com today. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, your host of Truth to Power. And we're having a conversation talking about the election results that took place yesterday. Yesterday was a big election day, as it was the first time that Americans, really not the first time, I know we had an election here with Susan Crawford that Elon Musk was a part of, and then magically after Elon Musk put $1 million into a race here in our state Supreme Court race, all of a sudden he disappeared because he was bad for politics. So they thought it was Elon Musk, but what they're finding out is it's their policies. But you can call in, text in with your reaction to yesterday's results. Or you can watch and stream us live on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And give us a like and give us a share and a subscribe. And on the Truth Talking text line, Player May said, Kyle, your show is absolutely awesome. You touch on so many vital topics. And the rest of it is all great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Player May. But as I was saying before, I do think it's troubling about what's going to happen when it comes to these congressional district and maps. Folks went to vote yesterday in California, and they polled them and asked them, why did you vote yes? And many of the people who said they voted yes to allow for California to redistrict their maps was because they were fighting back against what the Republicans and Donald Trump was doing. It was over 70% who said that is the reason they got out and voted. That's a problem. We shouldn't be making these maps so each state gets to choose who they want to have represent them, as in the politicians get to choose. It should be the people being able to have a fair model or trust within the government where they have a fair model that they use to create fair maps to make it competitive so the will of the people can truly speak. But Truth Nation, I do want to say yesterday's election did show a little bit of a blueprint for the Democrats and a blueprint for America. And yesterday, what you saw was Democrats obliterate Republicans in purple states like Virginia and a state like New Jersey that leans blue, but again has had multiple Republican governors like a Chris Christie that we all know a lot of. But I cannot understate how big of a butt whooping this was. Americans spoke loudly at the ballot box to push back against the nonsense that we are seeing here in America. My producer's in a great mood today. Somebody even mentioned that. They said she's in a great mood today. Why? It's because she saw the democracy that she believes in prevail. Is that not true?
Yeah, that's true.
And so that is why she's in a good mood. And there's so many other people who have been down in the dumps since taking a hard defeat against somebody like Donald Trump, who is a disgusting human being, a terrible politician, and somebody who clearly has shown that he lacks empathy for anybody else or anything else, and greedy and puts his personal values, and I shouldn't say personal values, but personal desires to enrich himself and his family above all else. And so it ate at people like my producer and other people, and myself, seeing somebody like this somehow get 70 million Americans to say his vision of America is the way that they want. So seeing how quickly there was pushback within the first 10 months of somebody being in office, it's validating. He's been reckless with his handling of immigration. The pain they are feeling with the economy is only getting worse after showing some improvement under Biden in 2024. You can't dispute that the economy was doing well. We were gaining jobs consistently during the time Biden was in office. And also what you saw was inflation was coming down. The cost of groceries and prices weren't going up as much. You saw that all coming down. And with Donald Trump getting elected, you saw a reversal. You saw the trend not continuing to go down where things started upticking. But 833-212-1017, I do want to hear some of your takeaways from yesterday's election, specifically when it comes to the populace in Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist who ran on affordability and the dream of making universal child care programs and city bus fare being free and freezing rent for 1 million tenants in the city of New York. That's what he ran on. Do you think somebody like that would be able to win in Milwaukee? Does Milwaukee need a mayor like that? 833-212-1017. Is this the new face of the Democratic Party? Because he is somebody who is a magnet and a lightning rod for people to have emotions either one way or another. Hell, even myself, I thought this was an experiment. And it being labeled the Mamdani experiment is pretty accurate because when I see people like him ascend, I get jealous. Truth Nation, I get jealous, not because I think his policies are great. I do think I like some of the ideas that he has for sure. But I get jealous because he has the ability to instill hope and galvanize people behind him for a common cause of moving people forward. That's what he ran on. He ran on moving people forward. He had a message and an imagination to think bigger. I'm jealous because here in Wisconsin, we do not have a single candidate on the ballot in a gubernatorial race that is coming up that has the ability to disseminate a message which resonates with people. There is not a candidate on the right or a candidate on the left that has the ability to successfully disseminate their message to resonate with people. So it sucks to be able to see people like him and Spanberger out in Virginia and Sherrill out in New Jersey who have credentials, who have a resume, and have the ability to get people to galvanize behind them and their vision. I mean, those were blowouts yesterday. I'm also jealous of people like James Tellerico, who is a trained pastor down in Texas, who is a rising moderate star in the Democratic Party, who believes in loving the Bible, but also believes in people's civil liberties. Here locally, we don't have any of that. There is no one who is inspiring whatsoever, and it is frustrating. So I asked you again, 833-212-1017, do we need somebody like that here in Milwaukee? Do we need to have a shift again, because Milwaukee has had a socialist Democrat mayor before, multiple. Do we need to have a shift towards that socialist thought of the Democratic Party here in Milwaukee, where you have somebody who wants to tax the rich to pay for public services? Because currently right now we have a mayoral administration who is taxing the middle class through homeowners to the high heavens, somebody who has additional user fees that continue to increase. Is it time for a big change? So again, I envy what New York City has. I envy what Texas has in a rising star. They got 2 rising stars down there with Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico. We have 0. So as now that the 2025 election is over and we turn the page to 2026, and now Wisconsin will be part of this conversation on a big grand stage because we will select a new governor of the state of Wisconsin. And I don't believe we have anybody in this race on either side, whether you're voting blue or whether you're voting red. I don't think anybody has a solid candidate that they go to the ballot box where they are enthusiastic to vote for the person. And this isn't a shot at the people who are running. This is just me being honest. There's not one candidate that I have seen something and inspired by. I'll say Francesca Hong did a good job with her video, but she can't win the state of Wisconsin. And so, again, I'm jealous of people like Mamdani who, though I think he has some good ideas, I don't know how realistic some of them are. But again, they let the experiment play out. For those who are haters of him, and trust me, I wasn't the biggest fan of his because I felt he was very unrealistic. But the writing was on the wall that he was going to win the election. The election is over. The folks in New York City voted. And so let's see if this man can actually get it done. Because his experiment is going to either lay the groundwork for what is to come in the future, or it's going to be the ability for people to point and say, see, this is why socialism does not work. So either way, America will have an opportunity on one of the largest scales in one of the largest cities in the world to see if somebody who has the ideals of putting people first, taxing the rich to reinvest and move that money, have it trickle down through taxes to improve the quality of life for all. We will see if New York City thrives, or we will see if New York City dies. This is what America is about, is people having the option to choose whatever they believe is going to work. And what's crazy is that Republicans will tell you how it's doom and gloom when it comes to Mamdani, when in reality, we have lived through gloom and doom over the last 10 months. But 833-212-1017, I do still want to hear your takeaways from the election. On the other side, I got some more texts coming in. I see y'all on YouTube. I see we have a poll up. Does Milwaukee need a mayor like Zohran Mamdani? Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube to see if we need somebody like that. Because I'm very interested to hear y'all thoughts. But again, 833-212-1017. We'll address that a little bit more on the other side. Keep it locked. You're listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Are you ready to do some baking? Because it's We Energy's cookie book time. This year's book is packed with dozens of cookie recipes to bake and share. We're sure you'll find a few new favorites. Pick up your copy of this holiday tradition from We Energies at one of our drive-through distribution events. Go to WeEnergies.com to find an event near you. From all of us at We Energies, we offer you warm wishes for a bright holiday season. We Energies. Energy you can depend on.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are back at home on Monday Night Football after a brutal loss against the Panthers. Their matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles is Monday night at 7:15. The Bucs got stone cold in Toronto last night, losing their third game of the season, 128-100. Head coach Doc Rivers.
The one thing with Giannis, and that's why he's such a treasure, He doesn't complain very often. So I always tell officials, like, if that guy's complaining, you're probably doing something wrong.
Bucks now look to face the Chicago Bulls on Friday at 7. UW-Milwaukee defeated Hampton 90-86 in their first game, while the Golden Eagles at Marquette defeated Albany 80-53. Marquette plays again tonight at 7 versus Southern University. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It's here, Steinhoffel's Black Friday sale, and trust me, these deals are too good to wait. Snag huge savings right now, like any size Sealy mattress for just $99. Beautiful dining tables and sofas for only $4.99, and stylish queen bed for only $5.99. Man, plus enjoy 36 months, 0% financing. That's free. That's 3 full years of interest-free payments. Don't wait for Black Friday. Save big today at Steinhoffel's and Steinhoffels.com. Style, comfort, and savings. Now that's how you shop smarter. Visit Steinhoffels.com or in-store at Steinhoffels at their many locations here in Wisconsin. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk and text line. And you can always watch and stream us live on YouTube, on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And if you see... This bothered Rhea a little bit when I texted to her. My title is Trump and Zohran Mamdani more alike than you think. Why did it rub you the wrong way, Rhea?
I'm still not buying the angle. I don't understand, so I'm waiting for you to explain it because I don't see them as the same.
They're both populist individuals who utilize the fact that they are great. Trump within himself, but Zohran is he's charismatic as all can be. Trump has the ability to be an incredible entertainer. He has not a way with his words, but how he speaks and how he understands how blunt he is. He understands that resonates with people, right? That resonates with hard working class folks, people who feel unseen, who feel like they think these things, but they don't say it. He speaks for them, right? So they both have a way to connect with people and touch people and make them feel like this person is going to lead me somewhere, even though, like I have said, Donald Trump promised a lot of things that he could not get done, and now we're seeing he's not getting it done.
Right.
Zohran Mamdani promised a lot of things that he's not going to get all this stuff done. Why? It's because you can't tax corporations simply because of the fact that you have to get approval in the state of New York from the governor of New York, who has already said she's not raising taxes on businesses because she doesn't want to not attract more businesses to the state of New York. Now, locally, can he tax millionaires? Yes, he has the ability to do that, but he can't hit all the stuff that he listed. He ain't going to be able to get it done. He's going to get some of it done for sure, but not all of it done. And just like Donald Trump, they play on the things that inspire people, that make people feel a certain way. They're populists. So that's all it is. They're not the same people. Obviously, one person is working in the best interest in mind is in the fact, and they both have egos. One person is working. Mamdani's working to actually help people. Or Trump is working for power. There's a difference. So they're not the same people, but they also have very similar characteristics of how they rose to power, rose to fame. He's 34 years old, but he had a great message. He ain't the only one that has this message. There are so many other people in New York City who also hold elected positions that are not able to deliver the message the way that he has. That man can speak. He can connect with people. He has the swagger. Like, he got a little Barack Obama in him.
2008 Barack.
Yeah, he has that energy in him. And Donald Trump had the ability to be blunt, raw, and speak to rural America and white America and folks who got left behind in black communities and Latino communities. So that is where the parallels are between those two. But the biggest thing for me when I look at it is that I understand the end goal and purpose for one of them is to push the greater good forward, where the end goal for the other person is to strip things away from people. So they don't have the same end goal, but their approach is very similar in how they galvanize people behind them. Yesterday, you saw a huge election. That was the biggest election in New York City since 1969, Rhea. 1969. We said we ain't going to do math today. But I know 1969 was over 50 years ago. I know that. I know that 56 years, I think it was. Yeah. That's a long time. That's a lot of elections in between the fact that this was the biggest one because so many people said, I need to support this man. Just like the election that Donald Trump lost to Biden 4 years ago. Guess what? 5 years ago now, guess what? That was the largest. Biden got the most votes ever. And Trump, I think, got the second most votes ever last time. That's because people felt like they needed to get out and vote. But 833-212-1017. Char in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Well, there's a couple of key points that maybe I'm going to highlight. Number one is don't put Mamdani in the same category as Trump because Trump ain't worked a damn day in his life. Okay? Everything he had was given to him. That's number one. Number two, what's happened in New York can't happen here. New York is like a whole different country. I'm from New York.
Oh, we lost you. I'm from New York. Sorry. That's a shame. Unfortunately, I wanted to hear what the New York person had to say. Call back if your phone's going to work.
She was going to say a little bit of like this could happen all over the country, but I'll let her call back.
Well, this here's the thing about this is a Democratic socialist cannot win across the country. Why? It's because you have way too many independents. You have way too many people like me. You got way too many moderate folks who don't want to vote for somebody who they find to be extreme. That's why I think there is a model within what he did to run in cities like Milwaukee, to run in cities like Minneapolis, to run in cities like Chicago, to run in cities like Detroit, to run in cities like Los Angeles. You can have this type of message and do this type of experiment in cities like this because regardless, like you saw in yesterday's election, Mamdani came in first place and Andrew Cuomo, who was a star during the pandemic before he got exposed, is a Democrat. It was two Democrats running against each other, and the Democrats got 80% of the vote because it's New York City. So you can do that in these cities, but you can't do it across this country. 833-212-1017. Char, let's try you again real quick. Let's see if the phone's working. Finish your thoughts, please.
The other thing is, like I said, New Yorkers hate Trump, but it's like a whole different country if you're from there. One thing I said before I got cut off, I grew up in Queens, New York. At one time, it was the most diverse place on earth. So New York is not an example of the rest of this country. But the other thing that's important is I think the youth, actually, Mamdani got 69% of the youth that voted from 18 to 44. Mm-hmm. People might be just tired of all white men. You know.
That's so true. Shar, I think that's so correct. And again, the reason why I caution people is understanding that New York is very unique, right? Like New York City, a Democrat at this point is going to win regardless. And so, though I believe that this is a model that can be used in other cities that are blue cities, this is not a model that can be used on a national scale. Now, the messaging about affordability, right? The right that people should have to be able to afford to get groceries. The right people should be able to have to be able to afford the cost of living. Now, that is a message that will resonate. Democrats need to take notes, and hell, Republicans too, if they want to have a chance of winning come 2026, they need to take notes on what he was able to do. Because within the message, he made a lot of solid, true points. But again, it's just, you can't be a socialist and run on a national stage. 833-212-1017. Nikki in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on whether or not Milwaukee should get a mayor like Mamdani?
Good afternoon, Kyle, and thank you so much for taking my call. And I voted in the poll, and I voted yes. I think Milwaukee, being a born and raised Milwaukeean, I know that Milwaukee used to be a place where it's really for the people, and I think that has since shifted. I think it is about time that, like you said, the middle class, we are overtaxed, and we're also an afterthought, and we're often spoken down to. It's time for us to get the representation that's going to make sure that our quality of life living in Milwaukee is increased. And kind of like what you said, and I didn't think about this till you said it, when I think about the individuals that we have currently running for the political offices, I'm not inspired. I'm not inspired at all, because to me it's almost like the same game, different faces, right? It's the same old thing. You know, what is the next plan? What is the innovation as it relates to those of us that live in Milwaukee, who are property owners, who were educated there, that would like to possibly stay, because we know we're having a mad exodus. So again, I don't think we have anybody that's really thinking about the middle class, which is truly, right, the hallmark of Milwaukee. And when you start to dismiss us and not think about us and include us, you lose us. And that's what's currently happening.
That was so beautifully said. So beautifully said. We need more folks like Nikki to speak up, because we need to be inspired. There is somebody around this city. There is somebody around this state that has the message, that has the voice, that has the ability to speak eloquently and disseminate the message that resonates with folks. We just need them people to step up and lead. But I got a chance for you to step up and get some money.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Right now is your chance to be our 5K giveaway entry for the day. We gave away $5,000 last Friday. Now we're getting more people entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 10 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000. That is caller number 10 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win the 5K giveaway, courtesy of 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Remember, if you or a loved one has ever been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Office today by visiting gruber-law.com or calling them. But for official contest rules, visit 1017 The Truth. And again, caller number 10 right now at 833-212-1017. When we come back, I got some strong thoughts to end the show.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, your host of Truth to Power. You can always watch and stream us live by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like. give us a subscribe and give us a share. I saw a video yesterday, or this morning actually, where some dude went on Fox News saying Republicans, because they always tell you what they can't do. And I got so mad because I was saying Republicans back in 2021, and then Tory started saying it. And now I saw it on Fox News and it's trending. Damn it! I knew it was a good line when I said it 4 years ago. And now it's trending. Republicans, because they always talk about what they can't do. Yeah, that was a good one. But Truth Nation, I do want to get back into this because yesterday was a huge election, right? It was an election where people used their power to vote to speak how they feel. And right now, I am excited for the future because it's going to be an interesting 2024. We are in dark times under Donald Trump, but we were given a bright light yesterday with how Americans feel in swing states. And as someone who votes for Democrats, we need to look at yesterday's results and realize that a pragmatic approach over partisan is winning in these elections. It's a winning message in these elections in purple states. The strategy has to be to win the independent voters while also energizing your base. The formula is there, Truth Nation. People care about the economy. They care about health care. They care about their safety. They want to be sold on a message of hope. That is what people care about. Democrats have to stop publicly fighting these culture wars. They can't be everything for everybody. They have to stop that. If you are a person of color, if people of color, like myself, need for the Democrats to always talk about racism and hate in order for them to understand who is actively working for their best interest and who is actively working against their best interest, then let them fools suffer. If they need for Democrats to talk and preach about racism all the damn time and don't see what's going on in this country, then they should suffer. If trans people don't realize that they are under attack without having to be coddled by the Democratic Party, then know what? It's their loss. You cannot be everything for everybody. Leave it to the lunatic Republicans to yell and scream about bathrooms, sports, and books. Let them do that. Because the answer that Democrats should be giving to that is that sports, when it comes to who's playing what sport, you have the WIAA, you have all these sporting bodies who make those decisions. When it comes to books in schools, you say the school board makes those decisions. Let deep blue cities like New York City have their Mamdani. Let them have their experiment. But let purple states like the one here in Wisconsin have our Tony Evers. Like Michigan have their Gretchen Whitmore, who are moderates and can win voters in rural areas. We have to understand that we who vote blue are the only ones who truly love and care about America and democracy. Republicans get caught up in wanting to tell people what they can and they cannot do. Everywhere you look at an ascending Republican, all they talk about is hateful policies and comments. They push extremism. That's all they want to do. You have a vice president who is trying so hard to appeal to the radical right and the far-right extremists that he is willing to publicly throw his wife under the bus by saying he wants his wife to convert her religion, to change her religion from Hinduism to being Catholic, to being Christian, I should say, to be more specific. Last night was a referendum against Donald Trump and his extreme politics, and many folks are now seeing that the second act is indeed worse. Even Republicans are realizing how bad it is. And I'll finish with this.
2, 3.
There was a former Tea Party Republican congressman named Joe Walsh who summed it up so well. He said, Republicans feared government tyranny. Republicans feared strong executives. Republicans feared oppressive government. And they believed that any president who would take a flamethrower to the Constitution does not deserve to be in office. The very things that Republicans feared is now in office, representing their party. He is everything that they claim to despise and that they were worried Barack Obama would be. That is what Donald Trump is. Truth Nation, the playbook has been written, and now it's time for the Democrats to execute the plays. This has been Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I always appreciate y'all chiming in. The Tory Lowe Show is up next. Tory Lowe is back. Welcome back, Tory Lowe. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out and love y'all, Truth Nation.
The Milwaukee Panthers hit the